Okay, I just learned something here. I just phoned to get a transcript on what happened today in the case conference. And I was told that you're not allowed to get a transcript because they're private. Here's the thing. The social worker lied to the judge when the judge said, "Why didn't you come for the custody order hearing when it was time?" The social worker sat there and said, "I didn't know about it." That is a down and out lie. And not only that, but the judge protected that lie. Now you guys can come in here and you can bust my butt and haul it off to fucking jail for talking about what? What happened in there because it's so-called private? The only private thing that happened in there is I got hoodwinked, pushed off into a corner as they're trying to bury the truth that the social worker lied while the judge had the affidavit right there to say that they received it. Not only that, my daughter gave it to her in person on the day that we filed. But you have to remember, my daughter's been doing drugs for 6 months now. So she's not coming to court that much more anymore these days because she's too sick. Her lawyer tried to say, I told her to stay home. Yeah, last night. I told her last night, don't take off, Sierra, stay home. We got court tomorrow morning. She got up at 5 this morning, went to the bathroom. I woke up briefly, and she was gone by the time I got up at 6:30 in the morning. Because I've been up since 6:30. She is gone. And that's why she's not going to court. But in those days when I could get her to go to court before she was too deep into her freaking drug abuse, that's why these social workers leave it so long, because they know the longer they leave it, the deeper they get in, and the more easier it will be to control the situation at hand, which they did very well today. They lied to the judge, and the judge ignored the affidavit that was sitting right in front of him, and he allowed her to get away with it so they could put this application in to try and get me off their file. So they can continue to manipulate a guy with a list of 25,000 fucking charges and make pact deals with him in behind closed doors so they can keep the baby, so they can now put my daughter into rehab and get baby and mom together. If they wanted baby and mom together, then why the fuck did they kick her out? Why did they ignore her for 4 months before they showed up at the door and say, oh, quick, we got court in 8 days from now, and we need you to sign a little piece of paper so that we can help you? All it was a bunch of fucking lying today with a bunch of lawyers swarming together around the poor social workers. And I'm told not to talk about it because you can't even get it on a transcript. But as far as I'm concerned, I ain't mentioning no names. And this is my life, my children's lives, my grandson's life, my daughter's life, that these people are destroying. And I have a right to talk about it. And it is the history of the non-profit. So if these people got a fucking problem with it, the next time I show up at fucking court, put my hands behind my back, and I'll get some skanky ass fucking lawyer coming in there and defending me as a criminal. Right? Will that be it? Give me some shady lawyer then to defend me as a criminal for telling the truth? Huh? For telling the judge that that's not true, that the woman's lying? I stood up and said, no, she's lying. She knew about it. How could she not know about it? She was served 3 times. You have the affidavit in front of you, Your Honor, and you chose still to ignore it. And you're trying to pass the buck. Because I stood up 3-4 times, interrupted, and said, no, not true. No, not true. No, not true. I had to say it like 4 or 5 times today. And that's why we can't get the transcript. Because they want to hide the truth. Isn't that interesting? You can't get a transcript because they want to hide the truth. It's not about embarrassing people. The only person who's embarrassed is me and my family. Everybody else is off drinking their wine, driving their Ferraris, and getting ready to go on their fucking boats to go have a picnic so they can pick off the little niggers in the community while they steal their little white babies. I'm sorry, monkey babies. Because they got no other way to support themselves. That's the only way they know how to support themselves, is stealing other people's children while they have their picnics with their KKK fucking Ku Klux Klan freaking sheets on their head. Telling their lies.